Let's stick to that. When it comes to something I think a lot of parents can learn from, maybe the kids too, but placing I see it a lot when it comes to my friends and just people that I went to school with that weren't necessarily, how can I put this? I gotta word this the right
being a
way.
politician now.
Yeah, but no, I'll just say it. They were disappointed with how their high school, college careers, whatever went. So they placed just put so much pressure on their kids to be, they were in like fourth, fifth grade, and it's gonna be the next Michael Jordan. That's gonna be the next LeBron. That's gonna be the next
There's a lot of them out
superstar
there.
football player.
A lot of them out there.
How do you deal with that? Because it's tough for the kids, because a lot of times the kids, they see their parents. If the only thing my dad gets excited about is watching football on Sunday, then what do I want to do?
Yeah.
I want to make my dad proud,
No, you're right. And they're seeing that. And I tell you, some of it is if you get the opportunity to coach them when they're real little, like little kids want to have fun. So the guy who thought he was the superstar baseball player, he's trying to teach them, how to throw a curveball when they're 4 years old. Soccer, I got to coach him at a certain age. I'm not even qualified to coach him. But when Anthony was little and Alex was little, I'm like, hey guys, all we're gonna do, move the ball that way, get it that way, and it was have fun, and that's what you do. And you see some bad influences. A bad coach early on that's got the wrong, that wants to be the superstar. It could turn a kid off from activities forever, and then that's tough. You don't want that. But yeah, I think you gotta. The hard part is if you do well in life and you're doing things now. This year is my best year of my life ever, and next year is going to be better. So I'm not looking and remembering high school and saying, "Oh man, I was this," and I was at. We were somewhere recently, and these guys were talking about games in sixth grade, and I'm thinking,
let me get out of here.
After a couple of minutes, I'm like, I can't even believe it. But it's listen, and people enjoyed that, and that's great. And to reminisce is cool. But yeah, don't put that on them. And it's just like, do what you want to do. Be good at something. Work hard at it. You may be working super hard, but just be in the middle of the pack. That's okay. It is what it is. Work hard, enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, try something different. Always be involved in something. And it might not be, in the end, there's certain kids that don't want to do any sport. All right, then do a club. Just be active in something. Be good about it. Just like when you get a job, go out there, talk to people, do good things, and it's going to work out. But yeah, it's weird. Kids sports turned into a business a long time ago. And there's a lot of people who, my son's going to be a 4-time state champ. I said, well, how many win so far? Okay, all right, he didn't win one yet, so win one. And then let's talk about 4. But people do get caught up in it, and you see it in the kids' faces. And when they're spending $200 to have them spend an hour with a hitting coach, what is that saying? The parents get mad if they're not hitting. They're mad that they're spending the money. The kid's frustrated. They want to hit. So the whole thing just gets really crazy. And it's you hope that gets better, but sometimes like a pickup league or a flag football league turns into more fun than anything because the parents aren't there.
Right. And you learn the lessons. That's what sports is really all about. And I think a lot of us get, distracted, by, I don't know. I'm not blaming Instagram anymore, but just get distracted by the wrong things and not understanding like sports is just like anything else. It's a tool to teach you certain lessons and skills that you can apply for the rest of our lives. And I don't think that we're necessarily focusing as much on the skills. We're just focusing on stuff that is so like beyond where we are right now. It's like you're in 6th grade and you're already spending your first check, your kid's first check when they make it to the NFL or when they make it to the NBA and all these things. And I don't know. One thing that, I guess I'm using you to prove my point or to make a point because
I hope I prove it right.
No. And I'm going to ask you a question because kids, there's things that as parents, and I can't say as a parent, but I can say as a kid, but the things that your parents take interest in and that are on you about and congratulating you about, that's what you want to make them proud in. So if you're only interested in their sports, then that's what they're going to focus on. That's what they're going to practice all day. That's what they're going to invest most of their time in. But if you're also interested in maybe some tech stuff and coding or chess or, let's learn about the trucking industry this week and let's read a Dale Carnegie book or, maybe we make it a little more interesting, but those are interesting. And I think that from a young age, if we just expand and diversify the things that we're showing interest in, it can bring out a lot more in our kids.
Yeah, listen, we always joke. I say you're gonna be some father. You got lots of advice, and you're gonna be
I don't know
phenomenal.
if I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, you might change it by then, but listen, find something that they're interested in, and then encourage them to do good things with it because it's hard. We were talking about it earlier. I have 3 older brothers, and they were all real good at sports. So, and baseball in particular. So when I come along, they just assume you're going to be good, and whether you liked it or not, you're playing, and there's a standard there for you. So if you're not up to it, you disappoint everybody. So you don't want to put people in that situation. It's like, let's try it. Give it a shot. You like it? Great. No, we used to joke when the kids were little, my daughter played a little softball and they got a hitting coach, it's $50 an hour. I said, listen, I'll spend money on a tutor long before I'm going to spend teaching somebody teach my daughter how to hit a softball. But there's people who do it, and that's right for them. It's great, and sometimes it works out great. But you hope it's the kid that's pushing that wants to do it. And if they're saying, hey, I want to be the best pitcher in the world, you kill anybody and do everything you can do to get them to that spot. So bring them to camps, bring them to leagues, and that's phenomenal because there's some kids that thrive on it. And like you're talking about, giving them that drive. There's some kids that really have it from the youngest age. And then every parent, I would say, yeah, encourage it as much as you can. But everybody's different. Some of them love video games, and you say, oh, you spend your whole life playing video games, maybe they're going to make a career out of it, make millions.
Now you can.
Yeah, now you got people following you on YouTube for money. So, I just say try and understand what interests them and, show them what interests you, and hopefully you find some common ground.
Yeah, show them some support. And
yeah.
Kind of let them fly.
They got a lot of pressure. It's crazy. You see so many crazy stories in the news about these kids thinking they got real issues at a young age. And to them, it is real. But you think, man, there could have been something to help them to realize it wasn't the end of the world.
Right.